Hello, guys. Welcome back to Beyond the Checkered Flag. It is Taylor here, and this is episode 22. Today, we have another special guest with us, so please welcome Rowan Campbell Pilling. Rowan, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. No, it's been a manic few weeks so far of pre-season testing, but no, we're really good and can't wait to get the season underway.
Uh, just to start off, can you give us like a bit of an overview of your career so far, what you've done up until now?
Of course, so I started on two wheels when I was really young, doing trials biking. So over obstacles on little electric bikes when I was about probably 4 or 5 years old, and then I had to go-karting at a family friend's indoor go-karting track in Pontefract. It's not there anymore, unfortunately, but sort of fell in love with it then, really. I was about 6 or 7 years old and never really looked back, went through the ranks of karting, doing some Bambino, some cadet. And then we had a lot of success in the junior and senior categories. And so now we've come off the back of a really strong karting career and moved into British F4 last year with Argenti. Had a stellar year, 21 trophies, and we're looking to improve on that this year.
Yeah, and what's been the most memorable part of your career for you? Like a
I
favorite?
think I've got a few. One of my most memorable moments has to be winning the Daniel Ricciardo Series Junior UK Karting Championship in Rolls Off the Tongue in 2021. Another one will have been winning the Anglian Cup at Kimbolton in Junior X30. That was very memorable, and that's a special win for me as well.
Yeah, very nice. And obviously, in last year in the you had a bit of a friend group going on with like Max Dodds, Nika, Joel, Alex, and Leo. I asked Joel this question, so I wanted to get your opinion as well. If you had to choose one of them to take you on a hot lap, who would you trust the most?
Who did Joel pick?
Well, I'll tell you that after.
No, you got to tell me it now. Come on.
Who's Max?
That's a really good question.
Would you trust any of them?
Yeah. I think if I had to pick anyone, I'd probably either be between Max and Joel or Leo. Actually, that's quite a few. I can't. Do I have to narrow it down to one?
You don't have to. You don't have to. If you can't choose, it's fine.
I think I'd pick Leo if there were seatbelts. There have to be seatbelts. That's a deal breaker for me.
And who would you trust the least?
I cannot possibly answer that.
Joel did.
What did he say?
He said Berg.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, actually, to be fair, Berg. Yeah, I can't disagree with Joel on that one. Yeah, Berg.
And obviously, you were in British F4 last year. So what do you think was your favorite race from that year?
I think we had some really good races. We had some strong pace coming towards the end of the year, certainly. We qualified P2 twice as a rookie, which is incredible. I think Knockhill was a bit bittersweet with track limit penalties and making mistakes on my part, which, you'd expect as a rookie. So, but Donington GP was really good as well. So I'd probably have to say Donington GP just because it's so close to home, and we always have some incredible support at Donington.
Yeah, nice. And could you describe your season in 3 words? What words would you choose?
Record-breaking fun.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you made us a little sentence out of it. You're the first person to do that, so clever.
Record-breaking.
Yeah. And have you got a favorite off-track memory?
I think there are too many to choose from. Like, all the driver signings are always really fun. uh, yeah, driver signings are always really fun. It's always nice to see sort of the group around the paddock and like going for tea and stuff after a weekend or whatnot. Like
Yeah.
there there are too many to choose from. So
I
some things.
feel like yeah, I feel like at the driver signings, you normally end up seeing like the same people at different races as well. I know,
Oh,
like I
it's really nice though. It's like it shows who's there for F4, and it's incredible to see our fan base, and it's so
Mhm.
amazing.
And what has been the most challenging part of your career?
I'd say probably Silverstone National last year was really difficult. I had a rather large accident in the reverse grid race, which was not fun. And having to sort of bounce back from that at Brands GP, which we did a great job of. I think that was a hard moment in my career for sure.
Mhm. And how do racing drivers kind of deal with like the aftermath or big crashes like that, like mentally and physically? What did you have to do to try and prepare yourself after that?
A lot of rest. Um, just try and rest up as best you can. Just get back on the wagon as soon as you can in terms of get back on the horse. Like um, don't don't let don't sort of sit and dwell on it. I guess just try and crack back on, get back in the car as much as you can, and don't let a sort of freak accident put you knock your confidence or
Mhm.
put your mind off.
Yeah. And have you got a favorite rate like track to race on?
I've got three.
Go
These
on.
these sorts of questions aren't like very. Yeah, it's not great for me. This is it. It's like, have you got a favorite? Yeah, I've got three every time.
Go on.
Um,
What's three?
Knockhill,
Mhm.
Donington, Alton Park.
In order.
Donington Park, Alton, Knockhill.
Okay.
There you
Is
go.
there a favorites or?
Um, Donington, I love the track, and it's so close to home, so it's always great to have such great support, especially from
Mhm.
home down there. We've always got family and friends there and that sort of thing. Alton Park because it's so sort of high risk and high reward, and it's so well parts of it are very fast and flowy, and then you've got technical parts as well. And then so I'm glad that's back on the calendar for this year.
Yeah.
And then Knockhill because it's just the elevation changes are crazy. It's just a crackers circuit. And I love it.
Yeah, that's nice. Have you got and one you find the hardest? You can choose three if you have to choose three, but
um, I'd say the track I probably find the hardest is probably Snetterton.
Mhm.
Um, we've always had sort of limited running there because it's so far away for us. So no, I think we had a very productive snet test last week. So no, that seems to be going well. But no, it's certainly a difficult track because it's got
Mhm.
such like it's got a mix of everything. It's got high speed corners. It's got low. It's got slow corners. It's a mix. So Snet would be the one that I find the most challenging.
And what do you think is the biggest misconceptions that fans have about racing? Obviously, on like social media, seeing people have a lot of opinions about it, but what do you think from a driver's perspective is the one that's the weirdest?
Um, well, I can see both sides of it. On sort of the face of being a driver, all you do is drive in circles, and that's all you ever see on social media, really.
Yeah.
You don't really see the early mornings of getting up and training. You don't see the disciplined diet. You don't see, all the behind the scenes stuff that allows us to be able to race. So, it's all well and good driving in funny shaped circles, but no, there's a little bit more to it than that.
Yeah. And how was you able to balance school and racing throughout your life?
So it's a juggling act for sure.
Hmm.
Um, I've got my final A levels this year. So I'm only doing two, which is school are incredibly supportive. I've chosen two very heavily coursework based subjects, art and DT. So it means that I can do it wherever I am. So if I'm in a hotel room at night, I can just pop open a sketchbook or a laptop and crack on with some coursework, which is very, very useful. But no, it's balancing and it's making sure that yeah, you get as much done of both as you can.
What was it like for your GCSEs? Was that difficult trying to get all that done?
Yeah, so I think we would have gone into British F4 slightly earlier if
Hmm.
it wasn't for my GCSEs. But sort of the game plan was that I focus on my GCSEs, get them out of the way, and then we crack on with British F4.
Yeah, fair enough. And if you were a team principal for a Le Mans team, which three drivers would you choose as your team? And you can't choose yourself, just to clarify.
Right, just throw the curveball in there. Um, I think who would I pick? Max Verstappen,
Hmm.
um, Luke Browning,
Hmm.
and Oscar Piastri.
Interesting mix. Yeah, I like that. Why Luke Browning, may I ask? Just his name hasn't been mentioned before, so I just wanted to know your thought process behind that.
Um, I I used to work with Luke in karting. He used to coach me a little bit. Um, he's a really lovely person. Very down to earth, very on it, and very focused. So I think he'd do well.
Yeah. And do you have any like pre-race rituals or routines that you do before each race, or do you kind of just do whatever?
I think I'm not superstitious, but I do the same thing every time. So just standard warming up procedure. So a bit of skipping, bit of stretching, that sort of thing. Then you do some reaction work, whether that's with tennis balls or blaze pods or that sort of thing. And then sort of hop in the car, get nice and settled, and yeah, crack on. It's
Yeah, fair
nothing
enough.
particularly different to anyone else, I shouldn't imagine, unless Joel's told you any different. I mean, Joel's warm up procedure is a bit different to mine. It involves a coffee and a sit down. So,
Fair enough. If you had to choose one race of your career to relive, which one would you choose?
ooh, could I change the outcome?
Sure.
Um, Donington GP race one.
Okay. What would tell everyone what you're changing, just for those who obviously don't know.
My parking. Yeah, I missed my grid box on the grid.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I got a penalty. So that yeah, there are a few penalties for start improvements and stuff last year, but no, as a rookie, I think you do make these mistakes. It was just very much highlighted because we were at the front, so
Mm.
there's sort of a bit of a spotlight at times, and um, yeah, you're always going to make silly little mistakes. It's just a shame they were so so crucial, if you like.
Yeah. And what is something that your like fans or supporters do not know about you?
Um, I don't know. I've got a little brother.
Oh, yeah. How young?
He is 14, so not
Oh,
very little, but yeah.
oh no.
I'm not, I'm not sure. I feel like a lot of my life is documented everywhere. So
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm
Have you
not
got any?
I'm a
Well,
pretty open book in that sort of respect. Like, there's not an awful lot you can't find out on the internet, which is concerning when I think about it. But yeah, there you go.
have you got a favorite thing to do outside of racing?
um, Probably family time.
Hmm.
Spending time with my little brother or family. I like to go and play golf with my little brother. He's quite into his golf, so he we go to the golf club and he shows me up, sort of thing. Uh, just chilling out with friends, but also I like to do quite a lot of charity work in my downtime as well with the Children's Hospital charity. So no, just making sure I fill my downtime with good, important stuff.
Yeah, that's really nice. Does your brother come to watch your races?
He comes to most of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, if he's not playing golf, which is his priority, which is fair enough.
Yeah. And do you have a dream track to race on? You can choose.
Oh, I've been asked this question before, and I know exactly where I'm going with it. Bathurst.
Hmm.
I think it's such a cool track. It's like Knockhill, but with walls. It's so
Yeah.
that's such a statement. It's like Knockhill with walls. That's one for the quote book. Um, no, I think the elevation changes, like how tight and technical parts of it are again, but it's also got some really long straights and it's really fast. So yeah, Mount Panorama.
Yeah, nice. And if you had the chance to test three different race cars, which three are you choosing?
An F1 car, an
Mhm.
F2 car, and some sort of hypercar
Okay.
car prototype.
Yeah, very nice. What's the strangest thing you've been asked by a fan, if anything?
Um, what's the strangest thing I've been asked by a fan? Will you do a podcast with me? Probably that sort of thing. Yeah. No. I got asked at Brands Hatch what size feet I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Quite
Caught me-
random.
It was at the driver signing. It caught me slightly off guard. But no, that's if
What did they do with that information?
I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to know. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough. Size 7 for anyone wondering.
And what is the wait,
Composure, composure.
what is the best advice you have ever been given?
It's going to be very boring and probably not the best
That's fun.
advice. Like, well, no, it's a great piece of advice, but it's a bit boring and a bit standard procedure. But just do your best.
Yeah.
Um, if you do your best, you will achieve what you want to achieve, sort of thing. If you truly do your best. If you don't do your best and say you do your best, you won't.
Okay. And obviously we're going into another season. You're with JHR now. What are your goals? What are you most looking forward to for this year?
Um, Obviously to do my best for the team and myself and my family, friends and partners. Is to do the best for everyone who's supporting me and who's getting me to this point where I am. And yeah, to enjoy it and love every moment, sort of thing.
Yeah, nice. And what is your end goal of your career? What do you want to achieve?
I would like to be, well, I guess my dream is to be a Formula One world champion.
Hmm.
I wouldn't want to, like, I race to try and win and to be competitive, and I wouldn't want to go to Formula One if I wasn't going to be. So to be a world champion is certainly my dream.
Yeah, nice. And final question, if you had to have a meal with five drivers, dead or alive, Who are you choosing and why?
Max Verstappen
Hmm.
is number one. To sort of learn about his approach and how he prepares for races, and also in the off season how he trains and what he does to achieve such incredible results, especially not in the best car. Like we've just had another Maxter class. Come on, that was at Suzuka. So no, he's certainly a very, very good driver. So yeah, learn a bit about that. Colin McRae, I think he was just at one with the car. Like you can watch his onboard on YouTube, and it's just incredible. It is absolutely nuts how he sort of is never. He never tells the car what to do as such, if this makes sense. He just tells it what not to do. Like it's just all corrections uh,
Hmm.
of what the car's doing, which is just incredible. So Colin McRae, Max Verstappen, Ayrton Senna,
Hmm.
to learn about like what the cars were like to drive in his day. It's certainly watching some of their onboard back. It's not an easy feat to drive one of those F1 cars. So that is some incredible skill and talent for sure. Schumacher,
Hmm.
Michael Schumacher. Yeah, I think just again to learn about how, I mean, he was very cutthroat nature when he was racing, and maybe did some controversial things, but no, I think he was very, very on it and very, very talented and incredible. And then final fifth driver. Driver I'd want to have tea with. Probably Nicky Lauda.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I'd be interested to learn how he used to sort of look at Lewis Hamilton and that sort of thing, and and what he sees when he looks at a race car, and how he understands the inner workings of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, and to learn some of his great stories over the years as well. So that's my
Yeah, nice.
Verstappen, Colin McRae, Ayrton
Senna.
Senna, Schumacher, and Nicky Lauda.
Yeah, nice mix. All right. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us today, and we wish you the best of luck for your season.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's all right.